So now that we've looked at numbers versus strings a little bit more, we're now going to dive into strings a little bit more in depth and look at how it's saved in memory. So here it says, how are strings stored in memory? The name of your variable, whatever you name the variable that holds your string, really just represents a location in memory. So just like your house is location is represented by your address, and that's put on your mailbox, your variable really just represents a specific location in memory. Now with numbers, all floats and all integers take up a very specific amount of memory and it saves one number. For a string, because strings can be of all different lengths, strings take up different amount of memory. For example, a string of 20 characters takes up more memory than a string of 4 characters. So the location, this variable name, really represents just the location where your string of text begins. And then beyond that, each character in your string is stored in order at a specific index. So every single character takes up the same amount of space. And so here you can see, okay, H is saved at index 0. So noticing here, indexing is a little bit different. Indexing begins at 0. So H is saved at index 0. E is saved at index 1. L is saved at index 1. Another L is saved at index 3. O is saved at index 4. And every single character, whether it's a space, a number, a letter, a special character, whatever it is, every single character has a location or an index within that string so that we can access and look at each individual character. Now, what we're going to look at here is finding the location of different letters in this particular string. So it says use the string variable below to determine the index of the characters listed in each question. If the character occurs multiple times, list multiple locations. So typically, if I were doing this on my iPad or on a whiteboard, I would write each index above each letter. Can't do that on my desktop, so I'm going to go through and for each one, we're just going to find the location of that letter. So for example, here in example 1, we're looking for the index location of V. So remember, indexing starts at 0, so this I is index 0, the space is index 1, the L is index 2, the O is index 3, and the V is index 4. So my V is occurring at index 4. And from here, I want to find the location of O. Well, I see 2 O's that are in here. So we see the first one, that I is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So I know one of O's locations is index 3. If I then go through again, I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is this space, 7, 8, 9. So O can be found at 2 index locations, index 3 and index 9. Then if we repeat this process with the M's, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3 M's in my string. So I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is this space, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is the location of my first M, but I can see that I actually have one at 14 as well. That's the next one. Then I'll continue on, 15, 16, 17, 18 is this space, 19 is the ampersand, 20, and then this third M is found at 21. So these are all found. I'll see if I can get those. There we go. Okay, then if we go to P, it's that same process. You go through 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. P is found at 7. And if you go to the ampersand, I'm sure at this point you're getting the hang of it. You could probably count it out. But the ampersand, if you count it out, occurs at index 19. And then the exclamation point at the very, very end, if you count that one out, you'll find it at index 25. So just kind of keeping in mind, you start at 0 and then everything, spaces, special characters, numbers, letters included, all have a specific location. So then from here, you can access a specific location by using the code below. So I know there's a lot of blue here, which means we get a lot of things that will vary, but we can actually access a specific index by typing in the string variable name. So whatever we named our string, then we put square brackets around the index number that we'd like to access. So to show you a couple of examples here, it has string 1 square brackets. So notice I have the string variable name, square brackets, and then I have the index number on the inside. So this is saying go to the variable name string 1 and look at index 0. Well, I know that index 0 is H. And from here, this is saying go to string 1, access 8. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the comma, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's M. I go to, this one says string 1, number 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is comma. And if I do 12, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 would be U. And then string 16 would be, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Notice how the end of the string is index 15. So this one saying string of 16 would give us an error because there isn't, I would just say error out of range, no index of that number. So we can actually access things by index as well. So you can see that pretty easily here. So the last thing we're going to look at with this forward indexing is we are actually going to look at how indexing is really, really great when we're looking at a for loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually type in a program. So what I want you to do is open up Python here and do File, New File. And then we're going to call it, Save As. Go into your computer science folder. We're going to call it Unit 5, Lesson 2, and this one is going to be called String Indexing. And I'm going to show you a couple of cool things about string indexing. So Unit 5, Lesson 2, String Indexing. And so here, we're actually going to use string indexing to output all the characters in a string. Okay, so first we have to get a string. So let's say message equals, actually let's let you enter in the message. So let's do input because we don't need to evaluate it. It's not a number. Please enter in a message. We're going to do that. Now from here, we're just going to use a for loop, and I'm going to show you two different ways you can output all of the characters in a string. So the first way, it's kind of a nifty built-in piece of Python. If you do for I in message. So notice we're saying for I in message. This looks a little strange, but what this is actually going to do is this for loop is going to cycle through each character in a message. And if we do print I, this is going to print out each character in a message. So if we now run this, run it in the shell. So here we'll say, hello. Notice how it printed out every character in hello. So what this for loop does here is it goes through and it cycles through, okay, every single character in message. And it'll go through, okay, if I entered in H, it'll do H, and then E, and then L, and then L, and then O, and then exclamation point. So this is the first way that we can cycle through all of the index characters in a string. In the next video, I'll start walking you through a second way that you can actually do this.